Yes, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is safe, well, happy, and I hope everyone slept well last night. It is Tuesday morning. England played today, of course, but I'm guessing we're all gearing up for the weekend and West Ham away. Not too much to talk about. It was very much like, I'm not going to do a show. It's pointless. There's nothing to talk about. I woke up this morning and literally an hour ago, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to set something up. I'm sure, I'm sure the guys in the chat will help me get through the next however long it is, whether it's half an hour, whether it's an hour, whether it's an hour and 20, who knows? But we are here. We are going to talk Spurs. We are going to talk football because that's what we love, isn't it? That is what we love. We love Tottenham. We love football. Guys, what is it like where you are today, right where I am now in the West Country? It is a beautiful sunny morning. A bit of dew on the ground today. I was up bright and early, out for my morning coffee. Have come back to do this stream before I go to work. As I said, not too much going on the pitch at Tottenham Hotspur. Plenty going on off it, of course. Yesterday we had the news that Spurs were apparently being taken over. That apparently Spurs saying that Spurs are not for sale. Tottenham Hotspur not selling, ENIC not selling their stake in the football club. So where do we go from here, guys? ENIC are staying put for the time being, so it seems. So it seems. Let's see what happens. I think we will sell eventually. But what are we making of it? Levy obviously went last week. That was a bit of a bolt out of the blue. He's gone. Most of us are happy about that. I'm willing to give ENIC a chance now. I'm willing to say, you know what? If you're prepared to put the money into the club, then fine. You know, has Levy been thrown under the bus a little bit? Are ENIC now saying everything's Levy's fault? Is all Levy? It wasn't anything to do with us. We're here now. We're going to put the money into the club. Well, let's see. Prove it. Prove it to us. And we will see what happens from there. Guys, let me know what you think about ENIC saying Spurs are not up for sale, and it is what it is. We will see. Let's say hello to a few people in the chat. It's a quiet morning this morning. I kind of expected it would be, to be honest. Haven't advertised the show at all, but we will go with what we go with. Like I say, it was only a 20-minute one. It is what it is. Let's see. Good morning, George. Says, morning, Nige. I hope we're not going from Levy out to Lewis family out. Can you imagine? This is it, isn't it? A lot of fans were very much Levy and ENIC out. We've got half the job done. Now, let's see. ENIC might actually do a good job. We don't know now. They are very much painting it out as in Levy was the problem. But it's up to ENIC now to prove that it was. And, you know, put the money where their mouth is. It doesn't look like we're going to sell anytime soon, but I still expect some sort of investment. Guys, let me know what you think. Do you think Spurs will be invested in? I think something's going to happen, surely. But let's see. Let's see what the ENIC children do now. See if they really put the club first and put the football team first. It's going to be interesting. Scott Colliver's here. Big up, Scott. Channel member says, hello, Nigel chat. Good morning to you. I hope you're well. And George says, sunny, Loughborough. No need for sun cream. No. Yeah, I did wear a hoodie this morning. It is a bit nippy, but yeah, it's nice to have the sun out. And Dexterous saying Spurs definitely getting sold. Middle Eastern money. Well, interesting, mate. Let's see. Let's see. I think something's going to happen. There's too much going on behind the scenes for nothing to happen. But let's see, guys. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of years. I don't think it's going to be happening anytime soon. But we will see. We will see it. And Dexterous comes in and says, do you think Levy will get another top job in football? I don't see it personally. Again, it's going to be interesting to see if obviously somebody comes in and buys him out of ENIC, possibly. But I think there would be a conflict of interest currently if he's still, 29% owner of ENIC and then goes to another big job in football. I'd be surprised, but um, maybe he could work for, I don't know, FIFA in some way. That wouldn't surprise me. He definitely seems to know what he's doing commercially. Um, I can't see it. I can't see another top job in football as in a club, but maybe an organisation. Um, let's see what happens there, guys. Let's see what happens there. Oh dear, it is a quiet morning this morning. Let's see what else we have to talk about. Let's scan Twitter a little bit and see what's going on, because nothing really seems to be going on at the moment. Football wise, guys, West Ham at the weekend. How do you think we're going to do? Do you think we win the game? Who are you looking forward to seeing? Obviously, Moani hasn't gone on international duty, has he? So he's at the club. I would imagine there's a good chance he will start. Xavi Simons is, of course, on international duty with Holland. So as long as he stays fit, does he start? Does he come straight into the side? Or does he start off the bench? I'm not sure. I think he might start off the bench personally. But we will see. I'm looking at any news that might break, but nothing seems to be happening currently. What about, let's see who else is in the chat quickly. Jimmy's in. Big up, Jimmy. Jimmy said, morning, Nige in chat. Good morning to you, Jimmy. I hope you're well. It is a very quiet morning so far here at Breakfast with Pure Coys, but everyone's welcome. Smash a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, as I've said, West Ham at the weekend. How do you think we do? We have to win, don't we? We can't afford to lose 2 in a row. That wouldn't be a good start to the Premier League. 2 wins and 2 defeats. I think we've got a good chance of winning. I think Spurs will turn up. And yeah, just as Jimmy says, Ange to Forest, laugh my ass off. Interesting one, isn't it? Forest have sacked Nuno Espirito Santo. Who is next in line at Forest? There is no doubt. Listen, their chairman, as nutty as we all think he is spending money, isn't he? He wants Forest dining at the top table. And I actually think they've got a pretty good squad now. Now, whether they're good enough for top 4, top 5, I'm not sure. But he's got a lot of, he wants it, doesn't he? He wants to go for it and he's trying to bring in the best. Obviously, he fell out with Nuno. I think it's really sad for Nuno. I think he's doing a really good job at Forest. But would he get a better manager in? Someone who does a better job? Ange Postecoglou, maybe? He is the favourite, isn't he? It's going to be interesting to see what happens, whether Ange comes in at Forest or not. Dexter said, Josh probably knowing the mad Greek. Yeah. Scott Colliver says, if Forest appoint Ange, it will probably be in a relegation battle. I think they got a really good squad, Forest. But I agree. I think if Ange comes in, it's going to be interesting to see what Forest do, because Forest is set up for counter-attacking football. And Ange would scrap that totally, wouldn't he? And whether they'd be good enough to play in an Ange formation, an Ange way, I'm not sure. Whether anyone's good enough to play in an Ange way, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And Dexter saying Jose. Yes, Jose. Jose probably knowing the Mad Greek. I mean, again, that wouldn't last 5 minutes, would it? Jose at Forest, he would, I could see them falling out within a week. And Jimmy saying, what odds on Forest getting relegated? You know what? Like I say, I'd be surprised if they got relegated. But who knows? If Ange come in and tried to play attacking football, that could be absolute carnage. Could be great to watch, but carnage as well. And at least, imagine if Forest went down, we would get Morgan Gibbs White, hopefully a bit cheaper next season. Liston's here, big up Liston, says Mad Marinakis and Gung Ho Ange in a crazy Greek Premier League extravaganza. I'm here for it. Yeah, absolutely. I would love it. Listen, when Ange isn't at your club, brilliant. Let it take place. Smash plates and all sorts everywhere. It's going to be fantastic to watch. Let's see if it happens. Golden Sun's here, said, I've just watched the Vinay interview and he said we have the funds to back our ambitions, but he didn't mention what those ambitions are. Levy said it was to win the Prem, sacked. Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? Big up Golden Sun. Yeah, Levy says, I want to win the Premier League. I want to win the Champions League. And then he's sacked. Is this the club saying, Daniel, what you doing? We don't want to do that. We just want to finish in around that top four, get Champions League money. You've set your bar too high. It's time to go, my son. It's time to go. And why do we think Levy was sacked? What do we think? Was it because maybe for me, I think this window said it all. I think maybe Levy, the fact he failed on Morgan Gibbs White, the fact that he failed on Eze, the fact that he failed on Savino, maybe the club are like, actually, this chairman, he's burnt too many bridges. He doesn't get on with most of the chairman in the Premier League. He has to go if we want to move forward. Or was it simply the fact they're just restructuring and Levy needed to be changed? I don't know. But one thing we do know, he has gone and we will move on. Dexter saying Forest are too good to go down. I agree. I think they are too good to go down. Jimmy saying Simmons did not play much football in the two internationals. Could be good news. No. When do Holland play again tonight, or is it tomorrow? Or did they play last night? I don't know. I can't keep up with it all. But yeah, he was a sub, wasn't he? In the first game, not even sure if he came on. So yeah, good news for Spurs, I think. George saying we need to be more dynamic in midfield against West Ham. Bournemouth overrun us with ease. Totally agree with that. Totally agree, George. Jimmy says, D, they say about Forest with Brian Clough, they say they never say never. I think Forest are going to be okay, but it's going to be weird if they get Ange in. That is just a weird appointment, seeing as they are, like I say, set up for counter-attacking football. Ange was like your mum's boyfriend, best friend who bought your parents your presents when he was trying to get your mum's knickers. Yes, maybe, Dexterus. George saying, give Nigel a like and come in, guys, please. Yeah, come on, guys. It's been a slow start, but we will get there. We will get there. I know there isn't too much to talk about. I did think, should I bother doing a stream today? But we're here, I fancied having a chat. Doesn't have to be about football. We can talk about whatever we want. The title is, where are the Mavericks in football? We will talk about that as we go on. And Dexter Sen then got found out. Absolutely. Dexter Sen, Forest under Clough at the end was an aging team and his tactics were obsolete. Possibly. I think, sometimes managers outgrow clubs and, football moves on, doesn't it? And this is what I want to talk about in the fact of Mavericks. Mavericks in the game. Where are they? We used to have Mavericks all over the place, didn't we? The players that got you off your seat. Back when the league was littered with characters, chaos, and pure unpredictability, from the flair players to the troublemakers, from the artists to the outlaws, football had personalities that lit up every match. But look around now. Where have they gone? The game's richer, the game's cleaner, and more polished. But are we missing the Mavericks that made us fall in love with football in the first place? Guys, give me your opinion. Mavericks in the game, where are they? Can you name any Mavericks? I'm thinking of like Mavericks that are in the game now. And I think maybe you could look at a Messi, of course, is a bit of a Maverick. I'm trying to think, maybe an Mbappe is a Maverick just because he's a player that just doesn't, I don't know. He's got all the talent in the world, doesn't seem to care too much. I'm trying to think of other Mavericks in the game and I can't think of any. Whereas back in the day, even if you look into the Premier League, the 90s, every team had a Maverick in. Even Middlesbrough had Juninho and Emerson. Sheffield Wednesday had obviously Di Canio, Carbone. Every team had players that got you off your seat, even like in Newcastle or Liverpool when Bellamy was playing for them. Okay, different type of Maverick. He was more of a troublemaker, but great player, lots of talent. Balotelli in recent years. But I'm looking around and I'm thinking, where are the Mavericks now? Suarez, maybe. Back in my day, you had Hoddle, you had Letizia. Players that just got you off your seat. Players you paid money to watch. Ginola, of course. What a great player he was. A Maverick probably wouldn't fit into the way football's played now. Because the way football is now is all about miles run and what you do for the team and pre-assists and goals, assists, all that kind of thing. Do you know, if you look at his stats, probably wouldn't go down as a great player now because his goals and assists were not that great. But he got you off your seat. He got you excited to watch the game. And for me, I miss the Mavericks in football. I really do. I miss the Mavericks in football. Guys, let me know. Who are your favourite Mavericks over the years? So many great players. Scott said, "I'm glad you streamed. Helps me cope with life events." Well, thank you, mate, and I'm glad I'm here now. I know what you mean. Life is tough. Life is tough. It really is. And that's another reason why I stream. Is because it stops me thinking about, without sounding rude, how crap life is for an hour. It takes my mind off it. I get to the fact that I have to deal with paperwork and bills and paying my rent after the stream. But right now, for this hour, I'm just going to concentrate on talking to you guys. Hopefully, you guys talk to me back. And guys, and Scott, if I can help you just by being here and talking, you talking back, then that makes it everything worthwhile. Whether you're the only person in the room or whether there's 100, it really doesn't matter. It's all about everyone here just forgetting about life for an hour and just chatting football. And yeah, I appreciate that, mate. I really do. Makes it all worthwhile already. Barbaric, good morning, Nige. Hope you're well. I am good, mate. Smash the likes and subs, people. Yeah, smash the like if you haven't, guys. Always look to get to 50 likes. I think it's going to be a difficult one today, but who knows? People might watch on the catch up, which is all good. Liston said, as a Swede, the international break was a complete disaster. Losing to Kosovo 2-0 yesterday. Dear me, at least Bergvall had nothing to do with it. He was on the bench for 90 minutes. Wow, that is a shocking result. Liston, let me know about Sweden, because obviously we have a couple of Swedish players. Are Sweden the side they were? Gone are the days of, the Ibrahimoviches and the Freddie Ljungbergs, and players like that. But what are they doing now, Sweden? Are they half decent? Do you expect them to qualify for the World Cup? Let me know about Sweden. Golden Sun saying Pep ruined football with all his recycling the ball nonsense. Take the man on, please. If you lose it, deal with it. Exactly. Exactly. I do find, as much as I love football, listen, I've got a YouTube channel about football and about the club I love. There is no doubt. Watching the game isn't the same anymore. A lot of the time it is dull watching football now. It is side to side, backwards football, with just a tiny bit of attacking now and then. Football's not the same for me, but I'm an old man, so what do I know? Dexter said Mavericks, probably latest one, Anthony. That's a good point. Yeah, Maverick is technically now a troublemaker. Yeah, and I think Mavericks always were, wouldn't they? Mavericks for me were, you either had the flair players who were just beautiful on the eye, or you had the players that had all the talent in the world and pissed it up a lamppost by, the off the field antics or, getting into scraps, getting sent off on the pitch. We don't really seem to have many of those players. I think Anthony's a really good shout, actually. Another one, all the talent in the world. And when he got to United, he kind of wasted it a little bit. Doing well, though. Had a really good season last season with Betis. So let's see what he does this season. Jimmy's is saying Mavericks. Managers don't want Mavericks anymore, Nige. They want players who have speed and can track back. Yeah, exactly. It's all about running stats. Exactly. All that kind of thing. It's gone are the days of that. What would you call it? Not flair players. You called it. Oh, my mind's gone blank. It'll come back to me. It will come back to me. Steve's in the house. Big up, Steve. Says, morning, Nige. I'm glad when the Premiership. I'll be glad when the Premiership returns. That game on Saturday was the biggest snooze festival ever. I think the last Maverick we had was Ginola. He got you off your seat. I agree. Ginola, what a great player. I can remember, like I said before, I can remember watching the game Going up there with my wife at the time, she would have been my girlfriend. We went to see Tottenham Wimbledon in the Premier League, and she would have been my wife. We would have been married a year. And we went to see it was just before the League Cup final against, I'm pretty certain it's just before the League Cup final against Leicester. We played Wimbledon in the league at home, drew 0-0. But Ginola lit up the lane that day. Lit up the lane. Absolutely worth paying the entrance fee just to see him. Golden Sun saying, Ndumbo Maverick or just a beep? I know you mean, yes. Yeah, he, again, all the talent in the world, pissed it up a wall. Dexter saying, Cantona, the best Maverick. Cantona was incredible, wasn't he? What an incredible player Eric Cantona was. And again, like I say, those kind of players don't exist. And I think the generation of today, and I'm sounding like an old man, I know, the generation of today miss out on players like that. They really do. They miss out on great players like that, which is really sad. Now we have players that run a lot and work hard. You know, we have a Maverick on our team now. I feel like in Kudus, I think he could be a Maverick. If he's just just free him, let him play his game, and I think we could see we could have a player that gets us off our seat again, and maybe even Xavi Simons. Maybe Xavi Simons. Let's see. Let's see. I kind of think the kind of Maverick we have now in the Premier League is a Maddison. Maybe he's a bit more of a Maverick, but again, very professional off the pitch. Um, but it is what it is. Lee Payne's in the house. May the force be with you and you, mate, and you. And Andrew Gregory's here. Big up, Andrew. Says, just want to dance the night away. There you are. There's the Mavericks. I got that tune in my head now. Thanks, mate. Thanks for that. Golden Sand saying Berber, as he wasn't down with the running bit of the game again. Another Maverick that we had at the club. What a player, though. What a player. Beautiful on the ball. He could do anything with it, couldn't he? Great player. Just a pity we didn't have him for a little bit longer. Dexter saying, I think a lot of Mavericks were probably ADHD, and that's been watered down into a personality trait. Those players would fail the medical and mental aptitude test. The investment would be too much of a risk. That's really sad. Yeah, possibly, but that's really sad, isn't it? That football has got like that, but it is what it is. Barbaric saying, Nigel's a Maverick. Gets me off the sofa onto my computer seat. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't got the skill, or I don't think I'm as much of a bad boy as I need to be. Maybe. I thought the backward cap would do it. You know, that would make people think he's a bad boy. Let's watch him. It is what it is. Got to stop saying that. Liston says Sweden have the best attacking talents they've had for decades. Unfortunately, the manager plays football very reminiscent of Ange, with an extreme high line, very slow centre backs. A disaster, in my opinion. Oh, that's really yeah, I like Sweden. Always liked Sweden. Apart from, of course, when they did us in, was it 88? They did us in the Euros when Thomas Brolin scored. He was a player as well, wasn't he? Thomas Brolin. Dexter said most players have been at clubs since they were 6 years old at some level. I just think we need to start training players differently. Let players be players. We do. We drill it out of we drill their freedom out of them. Any bit of like class, any bit of like freedom that they have, like when they want to express themselves, we take that out of them at an early age. You have to play a certain way, structured, rigid. This is the formation. Gone are the days of those players who could just light up a game. But there you go. Jimmy saying, what, no Bell, Steve? Are you sure? Was Bell Maverick? I don't know. Jimmy Hotspur saying AG. Marcus is in. Big up, Marcus. I hope you're well. He says, big up, nice. Big up to you too, mate. I hope you are doing well. Golden Sunset, Delhi. I think Delhi was a bit of a maverick. Probably slightly different, maybe. But yeah, he was one who had everything on the pitch as well and had that nasty side too. And I miss Delhi. I got to say, I hope he finds a club. Apparently, Wrexham interested in now. I really hope he finds a club, and Get some sort of career back. You know, he's never going to be the Dele he was at Spurs, but get some sort of career back. That would be lovely because I got a lot of time for him. He's been for a lot. And yes, he's pissed his career up the wall as well. But let's hope he finds a club and soon. Scott sends Zlatan Ibrahimovic, a bit of a maverick, 100%. He was a maverick, definitely. What a great player again. But a nasty side. You didn't mess with him, did you? Absolutely didn't mess with him. But what a player. That goal for Sweden against England. Wow. What a player. Kate's in the house. Good morning. Good morning to you, Kate. I hope you're well. Rich is here. Say morning all. Big up, Rich. I hope you're well, buddy. Steve says, showing my age now, but the best Maverick I ever saw was Frank Worthington, who played for Bolton in the 70s. Only got 8 England caps. Criminal. What a player to watch. Absolutely. Obviously, I didn't watch him too much, but I saw TV clips of him. What a player. Some of his goals were absolutely audacious. Um, great Maverick. Great Maverick. You also had, was it Stan Bowles for QPR? Another one. Great Maverick. So many. Georgie Best, of course, back in the 70s and 60s and 70s as well. And I'm thinking of other Spurs one, of course. One of the greatest Mavericks of all time, Paul Gascoigne. What a player. What a fantastic player. And, I'd even see maybe like some Zidane, maybe was a bit of a Maverick. Platini. What a player. Cruyff. So many great players that I would call Mavericks over the years. And Spurs have had their fair share. Absolutely. Ideally, he's maybe a bit of a Maverick. Don't know. Maybe not as much, but let me know what you think, guys. Any other Spurs players that you would put down as a Maverick, apart from maybe Ginola, Gascoigne, Hoddle? Any more that you can think of? Letizia, of course, Southampton. Absolute Maverick. Great player. Dexter saying, the greatest gift of migration for France and Sweden has been the second generation children becoming superstars. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. We've had some, haven't we? Definitely. Barbaric said, Ange to Forest. This is the rumour, isn't it? It's not going away. It isn't going away. Ange Postecoglou to Nottingham Forest. I think it could happen, but I think it would be an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster if Ange went to Forest. Like I said at the start, they are set up for counter-attacking football. And Ange Postecoglou would change all that. And listen, I still think they're too good to go down. And first season, they'll probably get a bit of a bounce. I don't think anything would happen this season. But if Ange took over next season, I think they'd be in a lot of trouble. But guys, I might be wrong. Let me know what you think. Ange might do a great job there. He might do a great job. Golden Sun saying that bloke who plays for the Goons. Yeah, I'm not quite sure who you mean. Not quite sure who you mean. But yeah, bit of a maverick, bit of a what a Gen Z. What's the generation now? But yeah, a bit of a 2025 Maverick, I guess. In that sense, not the same. Not the same. Obviously, football's changed. You know, players are not like they were in the 70s, 80s, and maybe even 90s when they go to train, go down the pub for a couple of hours. You know, night before game, off to the pub with the mates, and not quite the same as it used to be. But yeah, still some great players around now, just not quite the same for me. Steve Dyer's here. Big up, Steve. Saying, I think the club could be sold in the next year. It's going to be interesting, isn't it, with regards to the club being sold? I don't know. Don't know. Something's got to be going on. But we will see. Let's see what Enoch do going forward. They're talking, they're talking the talk. Let's see if they walk the walk. It's going to be interesting. Dexter said, Delhi had issues. Brilliant player. So sad how it went. Should have came to us. Liverpool. Possibly needed a move slightly earlier, away from Spurs. I just think wherever he went after Poch, I think Poch kind of fathered him a little bit, and that really helped Dele Alli. And that's why it's so sad. He needed a manager to put his arm around him and love him, and sadly, Jose wasn't that manager. But maybe a move somewhere else. Maybe Klopp might have done that for Liverpool. Maybe Klopp might have done that for Liverpool, but big up Dexterous. I didn't realise you're a Liverpool fan. Should have, with the Liverpool badge by your name. But mate, if you haven't, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. And Jimmy saying he played with Sam Allardyce, Steve. He did. He did indeed. Sam Allardyce wasn't a bad striker, was he? Big brute of a man. Yeah, not bad. That big moustache. What can you do? SJ, big up SJ. Saying the best Maverick to ever play in a Spurs shirt, Diego Armando Maradona, when he played in Aussie testimonial there. Yeah, he was fantastic in that, wasn't he? Absolutely fantastic in that testimonial. Yeah, we've had the best players in the world playing at Tottenham. And that is official. That is official. Golden Suns and Adel Taarabt. Yeah, he was a bit of a maverick as well, wasn't he? All the talent in the world. Another one who pissed it up a little bit. So much talent, could have done so much more in his career. But sadly didn't. Sadly didn't. Extra saying, keep vlogging, mate. All the best Spurs channels don't choke too much on the Liverpool vapor trails, as we saw. Listen, mate, you spent a lot of money this year. I'm expecting you. I'm expecting Liverpool to win the league this year. And hate to say it, I hope you do, because it's either that or Arsenal. And we definitely don't want Arsenal winning. So, yeah, big up to you. Listen, I enjoy watching Liverpool. You know, if Liverpool on Sky, I'm watching it because usually it's a good game. And Liverpool's funny one this season because going forward, you look immense. At the back, not sure. And Dexterous, tell me about Wirtz, because when Liverpool signed him, I was like, wow, Liverpool just got one of the best players in Europe. Really rated Wirtz at Leverkusen. He's come in, he's struggled a bit, isn't he? Struggled a bit. Is he playing slightly out of position? I'd like to see Wirtz slightly more forward, maybe in that 10. I feel like he's playing a bit further back. I'm not getting the best out of him at the moment. But listen, it will come, I'm sure. Liverpool got to be favourites for the title. Audio here, big up Audio, mate. I hope you're well. He says Grealish is a maverick. Grealish is a maverick. Yeah, I'd give you that. I think since he went to Palace, it kind of got taken again. Another one got taken out of him because he had to play to a tactic, had to play a certain way, stuck out on the left hand side. Just, you know, he'd get the ball, players would come to him, he'd give it back. You know, it's the way that Pep plays, isn't it? Draw players out to the wide areas, get in through the middle. Now he's back at Everton. Let's see what he does. He started fantastic. Love Grealish. Would love Grealish at Tottenham. But it is what it is. Dexter saying, imagine a Greek and Aussie never work. Isn't Peter Andre enough? Or is he a Cypriot? I think he might be a Cypriot, you know. Yeah, I think he might be a Cypriot. But of course, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I think Ange is going to be the next manager of Forest. I'm going to put it out there. I think he is going to be the next manager of Forest. Liston saying Gianfranco Zola was somewhat of a maverick, unfortunately a Chelsea man, but I always liked him. Never forget how he humiliated Carragher once. I remember that. Put him on his ass 3 times in one dribble. Yeah, that was hilarious. Bless him. Bless old Carragher. But yeah, Zola was a good player. I remember that back heel goal as well. That was something special. We've definitely had Mavericks, but yeah, recent years not so much for me. Steve said, "Nice Tottenham Maverick in the 70s was Alfie Conn." Again, going back a little bit before my time, I'm gonna have to look him up. But I've heard many people say he was some player. So yes. Mark Pitts is in. Big up, Mark. Swindon massive. And he says he is not a very good chairman at Forest. Is he, after sacking him at midnight? Listen, he's brutal, isn't he? He's brutal. He doesn't take any crap. I think that I've just said, see what Jimmy said. I think that yeah, he's brutal. He's brutal. And whoever comes in is probably going to go the same way, because Marinakis wants to win titles. He wants to qualify for Champions League, and listen, let's see what he does. It's going to be interesting. Marcus said, my friend who lives in Great Yarmouth used to babysit Delhi when he lived in MK. Did he? Oh, That's amazing. That's amazing. Jimmy's on Allardyce was a centre back, Nige, was he? See, proves how much I know. I thought he was a centre forward. I saw him score a few headers. I thought, oh, he must be a centre forward. There you go. That proves what I know about football. My football knowledge has just been ended by Jimmy. Thanks, Jimmy. Could have kept that to yourself, mate. But it is what it is. SJ saying Verts is Richarlison Mark II, but even worse. I like Verts. I don't know why. I think he's decent, but let's see how Liverpool use him this year. Let's see how Liverpool use him. We're nearly getting to 30 in the house, guys. It's slowly rising. It's been a slow start. Expected on international break. Everyone is bored stiff, aren't they? We just want our Spurs back. Rich is saying Ronaldinho is probably the most maverick player you can ever get. Debatable if the best, but that one springs to mind. Absolutely. This guy had everything. One of the best players in the world, so much skill. I can remember playing um, Pro Evolution 5 with him. Always used to have him in my side. What a great player. Absolute great player. And then decided to retire at 28? Thought I've had enough. I'm just going to now get drunk and go to parties and have sex with loads of women. Fair play to him. Absolutely fair play to him. What a player. Ronaldinho was probably one of the most underrated players as well because he was never really put up there with the best. But for me, wow. Wow, one absolute baller. Could do anything with a ball. And that old flip flap that he used to do. Oh, magic. No one can do it like he used to. Razzle's in. Morning, Nigel. Good morning, Razzle. I hope you're well. And here's a good one. Razzle saying JJ Okocha wants to challenge that. JJ Okocha was a great, great player. And another Maverick. Another one could do anything with a ball. And he was quite good at the flip flap as well. Yeah, loved JJ Okocha. Michael B said, big up Michael B saying, if offered, Ange needs to take the Forest job. It's the only way he can answer the criticism of him in one way or the other. I I don't know. I'm big up Michael. I worry about Ange going to Forest. I think it's an absolute car crash waiting to happen. Like I say, Marinakis wants the best. He wants to win. I know Ange does as well. But he'd be taking over a side that plays counter-attacking football, have counter-attacking players. It's just not the way Ange plays. Ange would have to change everything. I can't see it working. Um, but let's see. Let's see. It's going to be interesting. I think he's got the job. I think it will be announced today that Ange Postecoglou is the new Forest manager. I don't know anything. I'm not confessing to be an ITK, but I just think he will be taking over Forest. I think it's almost inevitable, isn't it? Spotlight on Spurs here. Luke, big up, mate. I hope you're well. I am very good, mate. I hope you are too. Guys, if you haven't smashed a subscribe to Luke on Spotlight on Spurs, doing absolutely brilliant work over there on his channel. And Dexter saying, big up Yarmouth. I tell you what, I've never been to Great Yarmouth. Never. Should go one day. Um, Everyone likes to go abroad for the holidays and things like that. I need to do a few tours of seaside towns in the UK, I think. I tend to always stick to the west side, seeing as that's where I'm from. Maybe I need to go east and south and north a little bit. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that. That's about as exciting as my life gets. And Steve said at least he wasn't sacked at halftime. Yes, being sacked at midnight's fine, not at halftime. I heard I saw Gus Poyet did a story as well that he was sacked by Levy the night before a game when they were in a hotel waiting to play the next game the next day. And I think he was sacked about that time as well. They were getting ready for a game. They'd had their meetings, went up to go to bed, and apparently he had a call to come down. And yeah, him and his staff were sacked the night before a Spurs game. So yeah, it happens, doesn't it? It does happen. And that's Levy. That's Levy being Levy. Dexter saying Florin about 45 million too much. I do think maybe the price tag has got to him a little bit as well. But I feel sorry for him. Like I say, I think he's a top player. But it might take him a while to settle. Let's see what happens. Rain's in the house. Good morning, Rain. I hope you're well, mate. Jimmy saying, wonder how the PR changes at Tottenham now Levy is not there. Interesting times ahead. It is interesting times ahead. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens at Spurs over the next year. I think if we're expecting massive changes in January when the window opens, I'd be surprised. I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we try and bring in one player, maybe a 50, 60 million pound player. That would be great. But yeah, don't think we're going to see any major changes until maybe next summer. Let's see what happens. But listen, there's a big shake-up at Tottenham. There's no doubt about that. And I think as fans, we've got to be excited, right? We've got to be excited about what's going on at Spurs currently, especially with the players we brought in right at the end of the window. I can't wait for Spurs to play again. Roll on the weekend. Andrew saying, I loved Alfie Khan. Took the Mickey when he sat on the ball against Leeds. Did he do that? Is that anywhere? I need to look that up. Is Alfie Khan the one with the comb over? Is he the one with the comb over? Yeah. But if it is, he did look like a player, yeah. Dex was saying 100%, and should go to Saudi. Well, I would, to be fair. I'd go to Saudi if I had the choice, because I could probably work for 6 months and retire forever. Steve said, I remember George Best saying something along the lines of, I spent my money on women and wine and wasted the rest. Class. Yeah, absolutely. That is such a good line. Such a good line. Marcus saying 4 games and gone. If he even lasts that long, mate. Yeah. I think whoever takes over at Forest, I'm guessing you're talking about Forest here, Marcus. Whoever takes over at Forest is only going to go one way for me. I just think Marinakis might as well be the manager as well. Just hire yourself as manager, because whoever takes over is in trouble. Is Ange half Greek? Looking at the surname, yes, he is. He is half Greek, half Australian. So yeah, obviously, I think he originates from Greece. So again, that's part of the reason why Marinakis loves him. Apparently, they're very close. But I wouldn't like to be in that room when they fall out, because 2 Greeks head to head. Wow. Yeah, that would be an argument. Rainsen hadn't thought that Ange is going to have to take Forest in a different direction. You're right. It has all the signs of a car crash in progress. It does. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm here for it. I am definitely here for it. Marianne saying, good morning, Nige, and all in the chat. Good morning, Marianne. I hope you're well. And Kate saying, Bobby Charlton did the comb over. Yes, he did. He did have the comb over as well. I think a lot of players in the 70s had the comb over. Was it a thing? I mean, guys, I'm sure there's a few of you in here. I'm pretty certain there's a few of you in here that the 70s, you were probably teenagers. Was the comb over a thing? Was it like a hairstyle? Like the mullet is now. It's all coming back, isn't it? For me, the mullet in the late 80s was a style. I had a mullet in the late 80s. I had a Chrissy Waddle cut, short on top, flat top on top, mullet at the back. Horrific haircut, but I had one. Was the comb over a thing? I think it might have been, If it was, I'm here for it. I could give it a couple of years and I could probably get a comb over myself. Rain saying, us Greeks have a friendly discussion and people think it's an argument. Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly. Just raise your voice a little bit, Andrew saying the comb over was Ralph Coates. Nice, fair play. I thought it was. And Jimmy saying Ralph Coates was another comb over. There's quite a few of them in the 60s and 70s, wasn't there? I'm trying to think of others now. Guys, give me some comb overs. All I can think of is the what was the advert? Hamlet, was it the Hamlet advert? With the guy who sat in that photograph and his seat went down and he started like, yeah. Was it I see Nesbitt, that guy. I can't remember. But listen, it is what it is. Nice. Did you ever get a perm? No, I didn't. No, I didn't ever get a perm, but I did have back in the late 80s, I did go for streaks. So I had a mullet for a while. My mum wouldn't let me cut it because she liked me with long hair for some reason, but because she said it was stylish. I also played drums in a band, so she goes, you can't have your hair cut because you're in a rock band. You need to have long hair. But as soon as I was 16, when I set onto the rock band, just me and my mates played in the bedroom. But as soon as I was 16, I got my hair cut short, got earrings, and had streaks. So yeah, and this is why I'm sat here as a 50-year-old in my bedroom, single. It is what it is. Dex was saying, you still see mullet if we ever get a traveller footballing superstar. Tell you what, the mullets are in. The mullets are in here in the West Country. Everyone has them. All the youngsters have a mullet, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's a great haircut if you got a good hairline. No good for me, but if you got a good hairline, I'm here for the mullet, definitely. Barbaric saying, I had a Kevin Keegan perm in the 80s. That's all I'm going to say on. That's all I'm saying on the matter. Wow, I would have liked to have seen that. I would have liked to have seen. It was all the rage as well. The 80s, the perms. Souness had one, didn't he? McDermott. Yeah, there was a lot of perms in the 80s. Steve said, the perm in the early 80s, not a good look. No, I think everyone had a perm in the 80s, didn't they? Most people. It was either a perm or it was just really long hair. I'm thinking of players like Mariner and Haitley, and even Hoddle had long hair in the 80s. Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. Dex was saying Johnny Methog. Yeah, he was a player for Spurs. He played for Spurs, didn't he? And Forest. Yeah, he didn't have much hair, did he? Jimmy saying scored the winner in the League Cup final versus Norwich. Coates. Yes, he did. I can remember watching the goal. Yeah, I can remember some of his goals. Just can't. Obviously, I've never seen him play, so I wouldn't know if he was like a really flair player. But you're telling me he was. I'm down for it, and I'm gonna be looking up Ralph Coates later on to see if I can find any videos of him owning people. Dex was saying he used to live in Spalding, Lincolnshire. The Nesbitt actor met him a few times years ago. Yeah, I used to like that program. Um, Jimmy saying Phil Thompson with the perm was hilarious. Look it up if you've never seen it. I think the whole Liverpool team had a perm in the 80s, didn't they? Um, maybe apart from Sammy Lee. It's weird, isn't it? How you think back, and I could probably name the whole Liverpool side of the early 80s just because they won everything. I'm not going to try now, actually. Obviously, Grobbelaar or Clements. Clements then went to Spurs. But yeah, Phil Neal, Thompson. Now I forgot. So, but yeah, they used to have some great players, Liverpool. Back in the day, Ian Rush, what a striker he was. Dex was saying David James lives not far from me with his Filipino wife, girlfriend. Often bump into him thinking about getting a DH Gate 90s replica shirt for him to sign. He's huge and lives in Cambridgeshire. He is a big old boy, isn't he? David James. And seems like a really nice bloke as well. Seems like a really nice bloke. Mark Taylor's in. Big up, buddy. Says, morning, buddy. Big up, mate. Hope you're well. So, guys, I think we've talked about Mavericks. I think we've talked about Spurs. What are we thinking Saturday? Let's talk about Saturday quickly before we end. What are we thinking Saturday? Who have Liverpool got, Dexterous? Let me know who Liverpool got at the weekend. Spurs, can they get 3 points? We definitely need them after that home defeat, don't we? There is no doubt about it. How are we going to set up? I think we play the same side, pretty much the same side as we did in the last two games. I think there's a chance that Mawani comes in up front. Wouldn't surprise me to see Mawani starting and Johnson off the left, Kudus off the right. I actually don't think Xavi starts. I think he will start off the bench just because he's had no minutes yet at Tottenham. But guys, let me know what you think. Do you think he starts? I'd like to see him start, but I just can't see it. I think he comes off the bench, and then he will start for the Champions League game on Tuesday. It's an interesting one, isn't it? So we got Champions League on Tuesday, and is he going to rest players for the massive game on Tuesday night, or do we go as strong as we can? The good thing is we now have some sort of a squad to play around with. Hopefully, touch wood, everyone comes back fit. Obviously, Romero's already back, which is a thing, isn't it? When did we ever think that would happen? Romero would go on national duty for Argentina and come back early. I know he was booked, so he was not available for the next Argentina game. But usually he would stay. This time he's come back. Sign of good captaincy. I like it. I do like it. I like the fact that he's back. Um, and audio saying Spurs win with the Kudus go. He's going to get some stick, isn't he? He is going to get some stick. And let's hope he answers him with a goal. That would be beautiful, wouldn't it? The winner from like 25 yards just cuts inside and curls one in the top corner and just runs away with his ear cupped and like kissing the badge. I think he might start a riot, but it would be beautiful to watch. Jimmy saying 2-1 win for me. Mawani to score his first Premier League goal, and that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Let's go with that. Let's go with a 2. I'm going to say 2-0. I don't want West Ham scoring, but 2-1 may be better. 2-1 may be better. West Ham going in front, and then Mawani scoring to make it 1-1, and then Kudus late on, just cutting inside, smashing one in the top corner, and the West Ham fans crying into their Bovril or whatever they've got in their hand. Um, yeah, what a lovely thought that would be. Dexter saying Burnley, I think Sunday. Well, hopefully that's not on Sky, because that would be, let's have a look quickly. That would be a waste of a Sky game because Liverpool are going to win that comfortably, aren't they? Um, let's see. Sunday. It is on, well, they're all on Sky, aren't they? They're not actually. Burnley, Liverpool, 2 o'clock. Manchester City, Man United. Oh, that's a game to watch. Are Spurs on? Spurs are on. West Ham, Tottenham, 5:30 Saturday evening. I didn't realise that. And then followed that Brentford, Chelsea on Sky. So we got some good games on at the weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't realise Tottenham were on Sky at the weekend. So that's pleased me. And it's not till the evening. So they don't ruin my day until Saturday evening, which is always nice. Dexter saying big upset this weekend. Always is after an international break. Quite possibly someone may lose. I can't see Liverpool losing at Brentford, but Brentford at Burnley. But we will see. We will see. I can't see it, but somebody else might. Milton's here. Big up, Milton. Says morning, Nige. Good morning to you, my friend. And Dexter saying Isak won't play. He's lacking a backbone and match fitness. What do you make of Isak? What a great striker, but I don't know. I don't know. I think he bags a load of goals for Liverpool. I think Liverpool have just basically bought the title and fair play to him. I'm jealous. I'd do the same. A lot of pressure on Liverpool this season, though. Last season, no pressure on them at all. I think everyone thought Klopp leaving, Liverpool will have like an okay season, not expecting too much from them, and they go and win the league. This season, no, they bought a lot of players, they spent a lot of money, and I think everyone's expecting them to win the league. So maybe that bit of pressure might hurt them a little bit, but they've started well, haven't they? So Milton's saying 2-0, Saar double. Maybe, mate. Maybe I take that as well. Saar scored in his international break as well, hasn't he, for his nation? So Saar's doing great this season. Dexter saying Spurs won't win this season. Feel it in my bones. 1-0 Hammers. I said, I don't like that. I don't like that. We cannot afford to lose 2 in a row. That would be a really bad result for us. Milton saying, is it true Angie's going to Forest? Not heard anything as it is yet, mate. Obviously, Nuno's just been sacked late last night, but I'm thinking Angie's probably the favourite, and it wouldn't surprise me if he is the manager in the next 48 hours. Dexter sends Spurs always roll over like SeaWorld Dolphin, West Ham 1-0. We tend to after a national break or before it, so it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know. Our record's pretty good, pretty decent at West Ham. It's not terrible. So let's see. Let's see what we do. Rain saying, I think Isak stood up for what he wanted. Footballers aren't slaves who shouldn't be allowed to move to another employer. This is true. This is true. If you've got a chance to go to a better job in any walk of life with a better company and somebody you really want to work for, you're not going to turn it down, are you? You're gonna kick up a stink and try and go there. I don't think Isak's any different. All I would be worried about is not so much Liverpool. Of course, Liverpool are massive, so it's a bit different. If it was a Spurs and he'd come to Spurs, and then I would be worried he might kick up a fuss about wanting to go to a bigger club later on. but I think Liverpool are pretty big anyway. So I think Isak is there. I think he's there to stay, and I think he's bags an absolute load at Liverpool. I expect him to get 20 Premier League goals for Liverpool this season. Queen Ellie, big up Queen Ellie. I hope you're well. Saying we bought 2 Mavericks in Kudus and Xavi Simmons. Definitely in Kudus. Definitely in Kudus. Let's see what Simmons does. I can't wait to see him in a Spurs shirt. I really can't. Hopefully it's this weekend. I see him coming off the bench, show. I don't see him starting. Sorry, I've just skipped a thing. Milton then had a terrible day. Found out I have no job from October, and someone smashed my car windows. That is shit, mate. I'm sorry to hear that. That is, that's absolute rubbish. Um, yeah, there's some arses in the world, isn't there? The world at the moment is not a nice place. Let's all just love each other, and I sound like a hippie, don't I? But we should. Let's all just love each other and, get along, man. This world sucks sometimes. But hopefully you find something else, mate. I'm kind of in a similar boat in the fact I'm self-employed, but work is quiet, rent's gone up, stresses of paying bills, etc. It is what it is. We have to get through it somehow. And I'm sure you will, Milton. Keep doing your thing, mate. Big up, Charlie, my boy. I hope you're well. I hope you're well, mate. If you want a coffee later, let me know. Are you working? Give me a shout. I'm free in the next half hour. So, yeah, let me know, mate. And Charlie then says, sorry to hear that, Milton, brother. I hope it gets better soon. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is a new day. And Milton said, life sucks. It does. Just keep going, mate. Just keep going. And, Charlie saying does sometimes. No doubt about that, mate. Dex was saying, I'll subscribe just to say to you after the match, you're always welcome, mate. Always welcome. You've come in here as a Liverpool fan and you've been nothing but respectful, and I respect you for that. So, yeah, get over, subscribe. Let's hope Liverpool win for you at the weekend. I've got nothing bad to say about Liverpool, It's what it is. They're a great team. They're a team that wins, I just want my team to be like that. And I want my club to be like that, and I want my owners to be like that. Let's hope Spurs can rival you over the next couple of years. Not this year, but maybe going forward. That would be nice. Mark Swift saying Ange is back. Laugh out loud. Is Ange back? I'm going to look on Twitter now. You've got me all excited there for a minute. I don't think anything's come in as yet. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Ange Postecoglou is the new Forest manager over the next 24 hours. Rain saying, dude, that's awful news. Keep your chin up and look forwards, bud. Sending you prayers for better times. Absolutely. I think we're all sending you prayers, mate, and hoping that it gets better for you. Life's not easy. Just keep waking up every morning. Keep getting up. Keep getting out of bed. And things will work out. Things always tend to work out. That's what I found from being self-employed, from the stresses of losing work and losing job. Something always comes along. So keep positive, my friend. Things will get better. And Milton saying, I live in a rough area of Oz. Again, mate, all we can say, just keep getting up. And Mark saying, Ange de Forest is on. I think it is. I really do. I think it is. I think it's on. Charlie saying, sure you'll find somewhere else to work, mate. Might even get and be better than before. Life as a way of working things out. Exactly what I just said, mate. It's like we're related, buddy. It's like we are related. And Milton saying, still have to pay my hospital bills and pay for the medical treatment. Wow. Yeah, that's harsh. And I think that's why, you know what, as much as we complain in the UK about the NHS and stuff, I think we are so lucky to have free healthcare in this country. And our doctors and nurses here are absolutely bloody amazing. So good. And yeah, I dock my cap to you. To everyone who works for the NHS. Justin's in. Big up Justin saying, morning, Ange de Forest. Is this breaking news? Is this something that's happening now? Is Ange Postecoglou off the Forest? I'm going to check my Sky Sports. again, I'm not seeing anything as yet. Not seeing anything, but maybe it might be breaking somewhere else. I don't know. Milton is saying, thanks, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. You're a good boy. Ben saying, love him or hate him, would love to see Ange back in the Prem. You can't deny he is a character. And this is absolutely, it's what we was talking about earlier. Mavericks in the game. Ange is a bit of a maverick in the managerial sense, isn't he? He's got his way of playing. He will not change. It is what it is. Let's see how he does. If he goes to Forest, I will be watching them closely. But obviously, I will be hoping they don't do too well, because otherwise, us Spurs fans are going to be getting it in the neck from everyone who loves Ange Postecoglou. And listen, I love him as well, because he brought a trophy to Tottenham. And as a man and as a character, I love him. I just don't want him in charge at Spurs. If he goes to Forest, let's see how he does. It's going to be interesting. Dexter saying, you're a good guy. Football is the great love, and hate is just a dirty affair. Absolutely. Thank you very much. You're a good guy too. And yeah, listen, we all love football. This is what we're here for, isn't it? We all love football. And Dex was saying, chin up, Milton. Absolutely. Chin up, Milton. And Milton saying, thanks, guys. Ronnie saying, Forest are going down. Yes. I don't think Forest will go down this season. I think they'll be all right. I think they get a bit of a managerial bounce. Listen, he might do really well there. I just don't see it. I just don't see that he does. Like I said, I think they're set up for counter-attacking football. So he'd have to change. He'd either have to change the way he plays, or he will have to change the way Forest plays. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Mark Swift is saying, Ornstein said, Ange to Forest. Wow. That's pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing. Ange to Forest. Sorry, I've just got a message about work coming in. Milton saying, imagine Ange beating Spurs for the top four. Yeah, we would never hear the end of it as Spurs fans. Never hear the end of it. And he follows it up by saying, Mourinho is ready for an English Premier League job. I just can't see it being Forest. I think that is even more car crash than Ange Postecoglou going to Forest. I think Mourinho will not take any interference into his team, and Marinakis will not be able to help himself. So I just can't see that happening. Just can't see that happening. But we will see. Guys, I will leave it there. I've been going an hour. I think we've got a good chat out of an hour. Seems there wasn't too much to talk about. Luckily, talking about Ange is always good. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't, please smash that like, hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. And I will see you later on in the week. I will probably be back Friday morning now and do a show before the game. But guys, have a fantastic week. I'll just catch up with a few more chats. Archer, imagine if Ange went to Forest and relegated them. Couldn't happen to a more deserving club. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big up, Milton. Take care, buddy. All the best. And yeah, exactly what Rain says. Exactly what Rain says. Guys, I will leave it there. Have a great day. Stay positive. Stay poised. And of course, stay pure Coys.
Breakfast